Hi there, I'm Katie Wagner. Welcome to Social Media Help Desk. This is the time every week that we get together and talk about all the things going on in social media this week. We talk about the latest social media news and some of the things we're buzzing about around the agency. So I'm here with one of our content editors, Jason, and our web designer, Angie. Y'all can say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, here we go. It's not silent film. And the first thing we want to talk about is a story Jason has for us. And Jason, it's true. Facebook can tell how much money we make.
Yeah, it's just getting creepier and creepier.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So they're using an algorithm, and they, with this algorithm, they intend to classify a user so that a specialized advertising can be used to target that user. Some of the components they use, they measure your wealth. To measure your wealth are age, home ownership, education level, the type of job you have, and the city you live in.
So they know all of that about us, and they use that to determine how much money we make.
Yeah.
That's jumping to a few conclusions,
It sure
isn't
is. I would say so.
Yeah, I don't know. And Jason, the reason we know this is because a patent that Facebook filed that allows them to do this sort of technology has come to light, right? It's been made public.
That's right. Yeah, so the patent was filed in 2016, was only revealed last week, actually. Yeah.
That is, we've always thought that they could tell, but now it's going to allow advertisers. So we should start getting some ads for some really expensive stuff, right? They should start targeting us for all the top of the line stuff. All right, well, we'll test that out. Good. What else is in the news this week? It's Olympics time.
Exactly.
And one of the big things is that they've started streaming the Olympics live on a lot of social media.
Yes, a lot of different channels are doing this right now. A lot of the major social media apps. They're gearing up for the Winter Olympics, or it's already started. Snapchat is actually launching an app that allows TV networks globally to send parts of their live broadcast directly into their app. So that's definitely a little innovative on their part.
Yeah.
Facebook also has some live streams of the events, and Twitter has constant updates along with creative hashtags that will allow athletes or the events to be directly followed. So.
Yeah, well, Twitter's always popular for live events, right?
Definitely,
We see that a lot with like TV shows and, especially the Game of Thrones or whatever the most popular ones are. People are tweeting while they're watching.
Right.
And so I imagine that the Olympics is not any different.
Right.
Are you guys watching the Olympics?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah? All right. Well, have you been watching live streaming on Snapchat or Facebook?
I have not, but it's not a bad idea because I haven't had cable in a very long time and everything. I've been doing Netflix and Hulu along that line, so it makes perfect sense. Why not?
Absolutely.
And I think it's a good plan. I watch it at the gym,
right?
Where they have TV because I don't have TV at home. But yeah, I do like the idea of getting on Twitter and sort of doing things. And I actually read a funny story. Wait, I'm going to look who it was. Lindsey Vonn, is that the skier that they had the funny hashtag about?
Yes.
Yeah. That her plane was late,
Correct,
and so she didn't get in on time. And they started a hashtag called "Things Lindsey Didn't Do," where they gave her credit for all these things she had nothing involved, no involvement in, like losing the Super Bowl or lots of these things, and the hashtag is Lindsey didn't do these things, which I think is funny. She's weighed in on that.
It can be engaging when you do that.
It's good humor.
Brings in more viewers. Yeah.
It is good humor, and way to make the athletes more human, right? And let them interact directly with their fans.
They tend to take it too seriously. The practicing, getting ready for it, getting revved up, and you've got to make it.
It's a pretty serious thing, Jason. I don't know if we could take the Olympics too seriously, but maybe they take themselves too seriously.
That's what I was getting at.
And now we know that Lindsay doesn't, so that's a good thing. All right, and then stories. Speaking of the streaming live, this new stories feature, we saw it first on Snapchat, then on Instagram, and then WhatsApp. As I say it, I don't do WhatsApp.
Yeah.
WhatsApp. I just like to say it.
Yeah.
WhatsApp. So streaming or stories have been big on all of those, and people are really seeming to connect with that kind of content.
Yeah, daily usage is actually of stories between those three apps that you mentioned have grown to about 450 million. So,
whoa! Every day.
Yeah, it's a big number. So
that is a big number.
In some of the research, they found that teens are the highest segment of users who prefer the message style, which is not surprising.
A little bit younger audience.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Although I think as it catches on more, you'll see that shift to an older audience.
I think so. They get more comfortable with it.
Yeah. That's actually what happens in most of the channels, right? Snapchat and Instagram started with younger audiences, and now as brands start to use them and as people catch on, you see the audience grow.
Facebook, with it started at colleges, and now our parents and grandparents are on it, and they're using it just fine.
I'm on Facebook. What are you trying to say, Jason? I like Facebook.
No, it's universal. Everyone's on Facebook.
It is, yeah. And
Yeah.
the audience gets older, so we're hoping. I may never be on Snapchat. I've made that very clear. But
I'm with you on that.
but I'm embracing Instagram.
Yeah.
And I actually heard that some of the most popular content to have on
Mhm.
stories, they listed things that you would expect, like fashion and retail.
Fitness.
But fitness. But in this article, it said also airplanes.
Yeah.
Airplane content
That one threw me off.
is really popular in stories.
Right.
So I don't know if that's the obligatory out the window of the wing shot,
I don't
while
think
you're
so.
flying.
Could be.
What I
Maybe.
think is you're getting a lot of these crazy stories of passengers being thrown off lately.
There you
Or
go.
like a screaming child
Yeah.
I've seen, so for some reason that brings in viewers. People want to see chaos.
Okay, so you think airplane streaming stories are actually bad behavior by people?
I think so. Wouldn't that catch your attention more than
Yes.
a window view of
I think both are
Tarmac?
compelling.
Okay.
Both are
Don't
compelling.
tweet us
But,
on.
yes. All right, good. And Ange, I know that you have been working on a lot of new websites. We're launching websites lately, and when we launch websites here at the agency, we always make them mobile friendly.
Right.
That's just been our policy since day one.
Right.
But we're learning that mobile friendliness is more important than ever.
Right.
Yeah.
So 52% of all internet users are coming from mobile. So that means more than half the viewers are coming to your site are coming from their phone or their tablet. So if your site is not mobile friendly, you're missing out on half those people, which is a lot if you think about it. And people are also, anytime there's downtime, they're waiting for their friend at a restaurant or they're
In line at the dry cleaner.
right, there
Yeah.
you go. They're on their phone. So
Absolutely.
people are there's always access to your website as long as it's mobile friendly.
And actually, one of the things that I like about mobile-friendly design and consistency between that design and the desktop design
Right.
is that, like you said, people do a lot of stuff on their phone just in
Right.
5-minute breaks.
Right.
And they may start an experience with a brand there.
Right.
Maybe they're going to make a purchase. Then they sometimes finish it back at their desktop, right?
Right.
And so if you could have that experience be the same in both places, the mobile
Right.
site looks like the desktop site,
Right.
that seems like good branding.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely correct. And when I come back on my phone, I'll look back and I'll go into Safari and I'm like, oh, I was still on this page. I'm going to go back. So it almost makes you go back into the page and look at it even longer than you would on a desktop.
And aren't there stats that say people look at sites longer on mobile than
Yep.
they do on desktop?
Yep, that is true. Which is also not surprising.
No, given our short attention
Right,
spans and
it's
our
true.
the way our society is, we've
Yeah.
joined at the hip with our phones.
Definitely.
But it also makes it so much more important for brands to have mobile sites.
Right. And especially e-commerce sites. So if you're selling anything online, I found a statistic from Business Insider that by 2020, 45% of all sales will be purchased through mobile. So,
Wow. Well, and so much of retail is going online, period, right?
Right,
We don't
right.
go into stores as much as we used to.
Yep.
And now we don't even sit down at the computer as much as we
Right.
used to, right? Now we've got the computer in our phone.
Right. Yeah, and you're at the store and you're going to that company's website to check out reviews or you're researching before you buy it. So again, another reason to have that accessibility on your phone.
Yeah.
Angie, I think sometimes when people get new websites designed and a reputable company makes them,
Right.
they think, of course my site's going to be mobile responsive, right? They just assume that's part of the deal, but it's not, right?
No, it's not. There is a great bit of work that is involved in creating a mobile site. It should look almost very similar to your current site and function very similar, but there is some work that is involved in it.
Doesn't just, you don't
No,
snap the picture,
right.
you check the mobile box and
Right.
it just goes.
Yep.
No.
If only it was that
Yeah,
easy.
that's how I think they build websites.
Yeah.
Let's just put this up here and check the box. Now we're good, right? Launch,
Right.
right? It's good. It's a good thing I'm not involved in that department. Stay out.
We got it covered.
Good. Thank y'all. Well, good. Yeah, mobile is definitely the way it's going. I think that people's attention spans cannot be denied, and I
Yeah.
think
Right.
that's really what we've learned from the stories you brought us too.
Right.
The
Yeah.
the story content being
Right.
more popular as opposed to the posts.
Right.
It's funny that now we don't even have time to roll through a news feed, right? We just want to see the stories and let it
Yes.
play
Right.
for us automatically.
Yes. It's a
Um,
Reader's Digest version of Reader's Digest.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets shorter
Exactly.
and shorter.
And we don't have time to go home and turn on the TV. We got to watch the Olympics on our phones.
Exactly.
Mobile streaming.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
where we are in life.
It's a good thing those those organizations have mobile sites
I know,
so we can
right?
watch the Olympics on our
Exactly.
phone while we're picking up our dry cleaning. Right? It's it's an exciting industry to be in, but it is
Constantly changing.
our society, or maybe our society is changing, and so we have to
Yeah.
adapt. Right? All right. Well, if you guys have questions or topics you want us to discuss, you can email us anytime. It's tips@katieWagnerSocialMedia.com. Make sure you tune in every Tuesday at 12:30 so that you can see us do Social Media Help Desk live. And if you miss any of the episodes, you can go ahead and check out our YouTube channel. We have a playlist there where you can watch all our past weeks. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube and like the video, of course. And then if you're really hankering for more social media tips and news and advice in the meantime, we've got a great blog on our website. You can go there, and there are literally thousands of articles that we've written over the past 8 years for you to peruse. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.